Hello, and welcome to another episode of Walk the Dog Cinema as we head out into the great yonder here and walk the Roca dog. Hi, Roca. What you doing, huh? We ready for our walk? What do you got there, cat? Yeah, oh boy. Already an exciting walk already. So, Roca has been just enjoying life while I've been working my butt off, but I finally got to the movie theater. It's been a long time. I know I haven't done too many movie reviews for movies in the theater. I don't think I've done any, but anyhow, so today I'm going to be talking about Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, and I hope you enjoy it. I'm just going to give you fair warning that there is some spoiler alerts, so if you don't want any spoilers, I suggest you turn off. But I'm going to talk a little bit about the Mission Impossible, and here we go. So finally got to the theaters. It's been a while, and just thought I'd catch it in IMAX, and I thought, what the heck, I'd kind of just talk about it, get it right out of the way. I think the movie's worth seeing in the theater. It's not one of the best Mission Impossibles. It's not one of the worst in that regard. I do like the movie series. It is fun. There's some great action set pieces in this film. You don't need to see it on IMAX. Maybe the ending is probably the only time that it really kind of shines in that regard. The music's pretty classic and everything, but for the most part, it is a good movie theater aspect to go see on the big screen. But IMAX, it isn't like that grand of a movie to see. But if you've seen the previous one, I think, which was part 7, this one pays off handsomely to end the series. If it doesn't end the series, it also can work that way, but they do a pretty good job about it all. And I had a good time. Kind of get into the whole movie theater experience, and I'm gonna say that the movie was supposed to start at 2. It did, but then you sit through 30 minutes of coming attractions, for the other movies. And then when you add in that the movie's darn near 2 hours and 50 minutes long, you're putting in almost 3.5 hours in the theater. And you get a little antsy in this film, for me. I can put up with long films, but I'll just say that when you kind of have a half hour of coming previews, and some of the movies they're showing are kind of just eye-rolling. I mean, there's a few good ones, but you're already half hour sitting there, and then the movie starts. You're kind of already a little bit like, dang, can we get this going? I'll just say this kind of out of the gate, because it's been 2 years between it. It kind of holds your hand a little bit too much, I think, in the beginning here, where it recaps the very first one too much. And I didn't particularly like that. Too, a little bit too exhibition, espousing of things that kind of ate up, and it kind of took like a half hour of time to really get going here. And so you practically go through almost 20 to 30 minutes before the credits roll, because it kind of gets you back into it. There's a good set piece in the beginning, and I'll say, they do have something that happens at the beginning that pays off at the end, with the character Haley Atwell. And I will say I kind of like that Tom Cruise does a lot of old school with that, where certain things are not wasted for sure, and what you're showing is going to pay off somewhere down the end. once you get past that portion, and I'm gonna say that could have probably been condensed down to like 5 minutes and just get us going in the movie. The rest of it is slam bang. It's pretty good. It moves. It sets up stuff from the very first Mission Impossible with some characters. That was kind of cool. And it really plays in the entire series. All the movies kind of tied in with Ethan. Great send off for Luther. Simon Pegg's character, Benji, is great. Mantis, Palm, the actress Palm, as Paris. The whole crew, and they even pick up a new one in a nice little sequence nod with the whole mass and everything. So I really dig some of that stuff. And so those are all pretty good things. Like I said, it has some really nice set pieces in there, though. One, I think, in Mission Impossible will do this where it goes a little too far, but this one got a little too much eye rolling. It sets up something with a diver suit, gives you all this explanation about the suit, and they literally, and I just talk about how I like Cruise, setting stuff up like that, but this one plays against convention, and everything they talked about with this diver suit, they just like toss out at the end, and they almost make Tom Cruise kind of a superhero aspect to this sequence. And that one stretched so much credibility, you roll your eyes. They could have done so much more with that sequence. Getting there, it's over the top, but it is well done, and it's thrilling in that regard. I'll say that the climax is amazing with some biplanes. You kind of seen them in the trailer. Again, Tom Cruise is kind of the Jackie Chan of the West now, with the stunts and everything, and I'll give it to him. Does a great job at acting within the stunts and just being out there. He's got some guts. He's definitely a thrill seeker, adrenaline junkie kind of thing, but there's great payoffs within that. And like I said, it's a fun movie. But there's a submarine part that, like I said, it really stretches the credibility of certain things. It's kind of ridiculous in that regard. I do like some of the bomb diffusing things, but I will say my one really quibble with the whole movie that I think they really didn't explore enough of, and they go about the movie saying how everything's kind of paranoid because AI is like taking over the world and you don't know what reality is. They set up this like cult that's kind of following AI, and you get some of the people trying to stop Tom Cruise because they want AI to take over kind of thing. But I don't think they leaned enough into that. We didn't get enough where, they've done it in the past with Mission Impossible, double switches and things like that, and I really thought they'd kind of ramp up the paranoia quotient. And they didn't touch upon any of that really. Even with the president and things like that, they could have really, I thought, ramped up. They were going to just go for it, and and that's what I'm saying, where they go really extreme on this one sequence with the submarine, but they won't go extreme on these other bits and pieces. And so it felt just a little bit detached compared to some of the other Mission Impossibles when it comes to like worldwide events a little bit to me. And that was a little bit disappointing. Like I said, this is a middle of the pack Mission Impossible. Still think it's a good send-off. It's well worth seeing in the theater if you like the other Mission Impossibles. Like I said, Tom Cruise, like between Maverick and a lot of the movies he has made, that has that kind of old school aesthetic, kind of does bring in a lot of the 80s kind of tropes and how screenplays were written, and I kind of dig that. I like that. It's kind of crazy to think that it is different than what other people are doing nowadays, even though for someone like me, a Gen Xer, from that that time, it all feels familiar. But for younger people, maybe they don't watch many 80s, so it does feel different to them. And that makes it kind of cool. So if it's in your wheelhouse for action movies, I say go see it. And otherwise, we'll see what I have in store. I'm still trying to find time to watch something at home. I'm working on The Secret of Nim. I've been wanting to watch that for a long time, so that probably will be my next one. And I'll catch you later. Have a good one.